Hello, welcome to the Badgertank.
How's it going?
This is our fourth video in our Tribes Ascend class overview video series. Now, before we looked at the Pathfinder, the Juggernaut and the Soldier, the three default classes you have. But today we're looking at one of the classes you have to purchase, and that is the Technician. Now, the Technician is a medium armor base defense class. He's used pretty much exclusively on base defense, and his arsenal really represents his role on the battlefield. His first weapon, his primary default weapon, is the TCN4 SMG, the Technician's SMG. Now, the SMG has a fairly good rate of fire. It's very similar to the Soldier's assault rifle. It also has 32 bullets max in a clip, like the assault rifle does, but it currently does 5 damage more per shot. Now, the weapon is very good for, chasing flag carriers, or even killing them before they get there. Very good for outdoors.
Yeah.
The second primary weapon the Technician gets is the Thumper. The Thumper is an explosive weapon. It's very similar to the Soldier's Thumper DX. Fires a grenade in a low arc that explodes if it doesn't hit anything. It can be fired further and does more damage than the Soldier's Thumper, being a primary weapon and everything. And as an explosive weapon, is very good indoors, especially around the generator room where the Technician spends a lot of time. The default secondary weapon the Technician gets is the improved repair tool. Now, this isn't a weapon at all, but it's very, very useful to the Technician. It repairs things at a far greater speed than the default repair tool does, and combined with the fact that you can upgrade it and you can combine perks with it to make it repair even faster, means you can get back into the action quicker than any other class with a normal repair tool could. The second secondary weapon that the Technician can get, and this you have to purchase, is the sawed-off shotgun. Now, this is very, very similar to the Pathfinder shotgun. It fires 2 shots in a spreading fashion. It's very, very useful up close, as it fires multiple shots very close to you, and is also very good against heavies because they're big and can absorb a lot more of the shots. The third secondary weapon that the Technician gets is the Sparrow. Now, the Sparrow is a hit scan pistol. Currently it does 90 damage per shot. Now, that is less damage than the Soldier's Eagle pistol, which does 100 damage per shot.
Yeah.
But the pistol is useful for taking out enemies more so than anything else. Unless you're stupid and just stand there. Then it's a lot easier. This brings us to belt items. Now, the Technician has 2 possible belt items. The first one is the TCNG, or Technician Grenade. Now, the Technician Grenade, it does less damage than a lot of the other grenades in the game. It does 1000 damage. But it seems to be on a slightly shorter fuse, and 1000 damage is just perfect for taking out infiltrators. Even ones with fully upgraded armor, because they have a maximum of 1000. The second belt item that the Technician gets is the motion sensor. Now, motion sensors don't do very much damage to anybody. They do about 10 damage when they go off. However, the strength behind motion sensors is the fact that they can take all the energy out of someone. So an infiltrator could walk by one, say, and they would be de-stealthed because of the motion sensor. Yeah. It's very, very useful for setting traps with your turrets or around corners or whatever if you're expecting an infiltrator to come into your base.
Or even if you're any class, the lack of energy, no movement, you're dead.
Definitely. This brings us to the pack. Instead of a regular pack, the Technician gets the light turret. Now, you can only place 1 by default, but upgraded you can place 2, and can only carry 1 at any given time, so you'll have to go to an inventory station. The turrets are connected to the generator, so if the generator goes down, the turrets go down. However, the turrets are very useful for setting traps and for protecting your flag stand and other parts of your base. Now, as the Technician is a medium armor class, he gets plus 50 health twice, which means he'll have a total of 1300 health at max. For perks, the Technician has a few he can use. There's a few that are always useful, but specifically Rage is very good if you're defending the flag. If somebody picks up the flag, that extra boost of energy can be quite useful. Ultra Capacitor, again, is always useful for every class. Bounty Hunter can be useful, particularly if you're upgrading base equipment like the turrets and the generator. Personally, I really like close combat because if I'm down the generator room, it stops infiltrators from backstabbing me. Safety third is another good option as well. If you're good with the grenades, it's a very solid option. For secondary perks, there's a few here that the Technician can use, but mostly there's a few you'll using. Potential energy, determination, they're alright. Survival is pretty good if you're on flag defense. Ultra capacitor 2, of course, again. Quick draw. But the most important, I think, is mechanic, as mechanic increases your repair rate and at max is very, very useful if you're in a vehicle. That was the technician's weapons and war gear. Now, your role as a technician on the battlefield is one of defense. The technician is supremely a base defender. Now, he can't be the kind of class you would use on a flag. You'd want a heavy, in particular a Doombringer. But the technician is very, very good at defending the generator and aiding the defense of the flag. Like, you can go around repairing base assets, you can chase if you've got the SMG, or even the thumper can be used to chase and get the flag back. Personally, like, I've got two loadouts that I use with the technician. One is I call flag defense, which is the shotgun, the SMG, grenades, and the rage perk, and that's great for, you know, a lot of firepower up close for chasing. And then I like to use, like, if I want to defend the generator, I take another loadout, which is the thumper, the repair tool, the motion sensors, and the close combat perk. And that's great for being down in the generator room, because you get a lot of power from the thumper, and you're not going to have that if you got the repair tool and the motion sensors. But combined with your turrets, like, you know, you're a very, very good defensive class indoors and outdoors at the same time.
I'd say the generator defense would probably be one of the most important, like keeping up the generator for the Doombringers, keeping their shields up and all that kind of thing, and your own turrets.
Yeah, definitely. Like, a lot of people seem to think the generator is kind of pointless, but if you're creating a really solid defense with a Doombringer and two other technicians, I think that that's a good number for a defense. But if you're trying to create a solid defense, you need that generator up. And I've seen defenses like not go down and people win simply because the generator was kept up all that time. It's a good objective as long as people are playing correctly, but you know, if people are deathmatching and such, it's not such a great objective anymore. Now, one other thing is you should never really be leaving the base as the technician. I mean, it's okay to leave if you're chasing a flag carrier, but that's about it really.
Or if you're helping someone to man a tank or that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true. You make a very good second gunner. You can jump out, repair, etc. If you've got the mechanic perk, very useful. That was the technician. Base defender extraordinaire and eternal arch enemy of infiltrators. Now, to celebrate the release of Tribes Ascend, we're going to release two videos this week. One on the Thursday, this one, and the Raider on Friday, hopefully. So if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and I hope you're looking forward to the Raider vid. And until next time, see ya.
See you later.